Well, howdy, everybody, and welcome back to the Super Robot Wars Archives. I hope you're all doing well this evening. My name is Austin, and we're going to be jumping into some more alpha. We are still in the middle of a route split. I meant to talk about this last time we were playing, but I would strongly recommend, if playing this game has inspired you, if watching me play this game has inspired you to play the game also, and you want to use this translation guide, I would strongly recommend that you read the entire thing. I think how I'm doing it, going back and reading information that we're missing as we're missing it, rather than trying to read the document like from top to bottom, is not what the document's intention is. I think you're supposed to read it from top to bottom. It means you're going to be reading duplicates as you like read through route splits, but I think that's the way it's going to be. So we have Exodor and Britai here talking about getting next to the Miclones and how it's sending this like audio frequency jammer transmission deal, which is kind of dissimilar to what we are experiencing also, and we're presupposing that it's coming from that group of aliens. So that's interesting that there's like some sort of harmonic resonance between us. I know Macross has always been sort of embroiled in the like audio elements, so I guess this is sort of where we're seeing it start. That like, I guess together these two species both bring like resonant harmony, but also like discord. Theoretically, is maybe what we're going for. We have this whole gaggle of a lot of people all talking about sort of what to do to ease everyone's like to ease the non-combatants' frayed nerves right now, and Shinobu doesn't like the idea very much, but everybody else is generally on board with the idea of something to get people to like feel, you know, a little calmed down. Their primary MO for cheering everybody up is a beauty contest, and like they're wildly superficial, so I'm not even going to bother engaging with the discourse on who they think should be in it. It seems very body ownery of them, and yeah, you know exactly what I'm going to say. So instead, we're going to give some due time to all of these women trying to like address Aya and her concerns. I think this is also equally very like heteronormative, male gazy, patriarchy coded, that after experiencing like psychic trauma and like bodily trauma and almost getting killed, immediately the knee-jerk reaction is to respond to her like feelings of love. I appreciate that Sarah is here. I do think Sarah and her relationship with Shapiro is perhaps our closest example compared to Aya and Ingram, but the way Emma and Rekoa are like going to relate to the men in their lives, I would say is an amount of parallel, but it's the star-crossed lovers, like lovers from multiple sides, like different sides of a conflict kind of energy going on, that Aya still feels like there's a reason she thought of Shapiro, Ingram in a particular way, and that those feelings aren't going away, so like they must mean something. And we do also have Rekoa saying that like, if something happened like that to me, there might be something to like pull me to another side. A la Pato Shirako. There's also something very funny about having Sarah, not Sarah Zabarov, in the same room having a conversation with Emma and Rekoa. I did not miss that naming little bit they did. Here we have a pretty basic scene of the rest of the SRX team talking to Astanage, and the rest of the like everything is back up to snuff, save but one exception, which is there is a like black box kind of feature in everyone's units, Brooklyn's too, that they don't know what it does, but they do know it's safe. I would love to have that skill set to be able to identify that. But everyone's good to fight Ingram. And like this is what I was talking about with Aya, that at the end of this, everyone has been encouraged to like go onto the battlefield, but the fact that the female version is to like go out because of the sake of love, where everyone else gets to like talk about their mech. Like I know Kara's here, but like she is not the ones being given agency about the R series. I don't see any reason why we couldn't have this conversation with Aya being involved too. Like, she is just as much affected. Like, her unit was the one that was attacked the most. Like, let her participate too. Asuka and Shinji have a somewhat reductive conversation about the beauty contest. Largely that Asuka finds it reductive, but everyone's like, girl, you're still here. You're still watching it. And she's like, actually, I would just win if I was there. So we have a bit of a predicament. On one hand, we can accept this page that Hikaru just received. If we do, I have story for it. Or we could reject the page. And if we do, I don't have story for that. That said, both of these are an expert point. This is an expert point that just gives it to you. This is an expert point that we have to earn. So we have to earn it and not get story, or we have to not earn it and we get story. You know what I'm gonna pick. The only difference is that we now need to defeat all the enemies we're about to fight in 5 turns. Normally what would happen is he would be asked by, is it Minmay who calls? Who is it? No, Misa. Misa asks them to protect the city. I guess I don't know why it'd be Minmay. But they're called to protect the city. And it's an emergency rather than just like hi, this is just like your regular due day. And in so doing, that would force him to miss Minmay's like debut concert. So that is with the choice we did not pick. I don't know actually what's happening here because I think the translation assumes that you can only get the skill point from accepting. But as far as Akarasu is concerned, that is not true. You can get the skill point either way. This has a very familiar ring to it. Does every Macross map feature us needing to protect a stadium from enemies trying to stop the concert? It feels like it so far. We're 2 for 2. I think this is the conversation where Minmay and Kaifan are talking about him being her like manager or producer kind of deal. And then we're gonna have the Zentradi. The Zentradi take a sort of invasive peek on our living circumstances. I don't know why. But that's that. They do be allowed to do that. Eureka. Yes. Voltace, we get 10. Genrai. This is... Yeah, we probably want to still take Max. I do kind of want to still use him. The Super Gundam is still probably a yes. We'd want the core booster still. Or yeah, core booster. Was there anything else down here that was a training project? I don't think so. I don't hate taking... I don't... Are we going to use the SRX? It doesn't... We decided on stream that it does not debut here. It's just like so much into the story. It feels more in the story than most things. I guess because the Ava kids are watching the show, we don't get to use them. I guess that is one way to balance those mechs. That like technically we have them, but we don't get to deploy them in like barely any missions. So, let's take we got to start taking the Billbine some more. I think probably over like the Getter. I think the Getter Dragon is overstaying its welcome as far as like not having upgrades go onto it. The like cost of the Getter Beam is so expensive. Maybe I need to be switching to the Getter 3 more, but I think that's fine. I've been wanting to take the Billbine since we put points into it anyway. Oh, you know what? We probably should be taking the SRX pilots, seeing as I'm going to want to use them later anyway. Once we can separate them out and have all of the, like, have multiple pieces, if that is an option. What else? Okay. I'm down generally with this default squad. Like, I don't care for these two. There are two Gundam options, but that's fine. It does not look like we have a ton of stuff to worry about. All these enemies also, like, move pretty dramatically. I think we're going to be fine. None of this is explained. Just, like, don't let the ships get close. We're surprised that they are that close. That's it. Right, let's look at the objectives first. I kind of prefer when they have the, like, more ambiguous titles organized in the way they do. Actually, no, I took that off screen too fast. So our first objective is defend the concert hall, and then our first loss condition is an enemy unit reaches the concert hall. Like, good. Thank you for paralleling those together. Like, that makes that clear. And then our second objective is destroy everything. But like I've definitely complained in the past about feeling like I don't actually know what's happening. In terms of like what some of the more ambiguous like objective names are, and I appreciate that parallel incentive here. Okay, let's get the Combattler. I like using an Excel early on to get it deep into enemy territory, such that we can actually use the extra free, like, that we can use the other turns with an F later, next turn. We need an accuracy, so let's give them a bullseye. It was at 46%, so the focus will not do. Could you imagine if we could apply focus from both pilots who had it? That would be wild. That will work. Yeah, not lethal, but pretty close. Sorry if I'm like talking weird. I feel like I've got to enunciate. I think I might be having a bit of an allergic reaction to opening my windows and having all of the like pollen out and about. I feel like I'm like slurring my speech and my skin is on fire. That last part's not going to matter for y'all, but you'll be able to date without looking at the YouTube description exactly when these videos come out, because I feel like I'm going to sound so different, and I'm just so sorry. I think, honestly, this is enough to handle this section. What button is it? It's this button. Yeah. There's only 4 enemies over here, and the Combattler pieces can probably handle a good chunk of that. That said, I'm not sure where else we're going to go in the meantime. We can, like, move kind of towards them, right? Like, we can have the Nausicaa maybe pick off these or these. Yeah. That's like defensively on multiple fronts. Yeah, that's how that sounds good. Okay. Max has the actual upgrades. Hikaru does not. But that's fine. Yeah, these enemies are way too far away to hit anything this turn. This is just get people in rough positions. We won't waste the Excel. You can... I mean, if we can hit something, why not? Like, it's better for us to hit something. If we need a bullseye, though... 20 is so awkward, though. It breaks up so much. I guess it just... What it does is it, like, kind of frees me mentally to have a second bullseye from there later. Okay. I know we could have aggressive beasted, but I kind of prefer if we don't, seeing as we're not, like... That's probably not going to do a whole lot for them. I'd rather not kill an enemy that we could feed to somebody else if we can help it. I think it's going to be the same, like, turns-wise, if we do it like that, so... That right-hand side of the map is probably going to be where we're first clearing. Save them having more enemies show up, but I feel like they're not going to because of the objective, the expert point objective we've been given. Or if we do, we might have like one set of enemy reinforcements, like put them at like turn 3 or something. I do know the text would have said something about that though. Turn 2, we get a bit of a reinforcement of our own. Who is not gone yet? Oh, yes. Let's move you to the center also, and that will let us have better positioning. Next turn, getting back to the supports in a way that does not send us, like, to a part of the map we're not using anymore. Are any of you going to attack post-movement? I mean, those ones are not going to. They're not close enough. But, like, that's what we were hoping for. Ideally, we can two-hit this. Yeah, perfect. That's fine. Then we can... that's the next turn to whoever wants it, probably to the Combattler. It's wild the difference of damage that the Dankuga does without aggressive beast, because it's like percentile scaling. You would think it would be a way higher, but it is not. Perfect. Then, yeah, 10 energy is a pretty minor cost. That's fine. Yeah, then we can split off and we can take out all three of those with the Combattler, the Battler bits, and then come back together to excel to the other side of the map. Sure. Okay, I guess let's do the Combattler part first, because we know we're doing that right now, and that frees... If done correctly, that frees everybody up. So let's see if we did it correctly. And whether or not, like, Ryusei needs to stay or something, or, like, Norika needs to come over. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay, you are both weak enough that these should probably be handled. That accuracy is unfortunate, though. That's 37. Oh, my lord. Oh, no, my best played schemes. I think we just fire on this and just sort of hope. Yeah, that's a shame. Oh, okay, well, that's my bad. Yeah, so we could have healed first. We were also just really banking on it landing the kill, which is, like, definitely a bit sloppy. I don't think it's going to matter so much, seeing as the map's probably not going to last that long. Then we can have... Oh, right. They're only one range best movement. Okay, this should be fine, though. Let's switch to the R1 instead, because we can come up close for not this. Oh, it's not in the air. It's not in the air. Okay, well, that's actually a bit of bits. Can we separate out and have one of these, like, sniper it? No, we cannot. That's a shame. Oh, I don't really want to use another bullseye. But we could do it just to get this done with. That's not what I wanted. We want to go to spirits. Let's take the bullseye. Just get it done with. It's going to be fine. Seeing if we're going to stay anyway, is this worth money? That's probably worth enough money to make this worthwhile. Then... Cool. We even crit. Exactly what we needed. So little. I forgot how down low they scaled. Okay. We're gonna worry about the left side in a second. Let's worry about this part now. It's wild that they can't hit these guys, but that's fine. Again, I don't think aggressive beast is going to be necessary. We are okay regardless whether we get a kill or not. So let's not waste the SP, or the SP, and just, like, naturally gain the levels. Try and form a bit of a barrier here. Let's take the back one instead. I guess that is less damage on our part. I am remembering now. Hey, but look, I remembered after the first time that combat mattered, rather than, you know, like, really deep into the map this time. Okay, I guess we'll send the Voltace up. I was sort of thinking this was going to be a bit more explosive of a turn, but it seems like no, in fact. This is not. And that's okay. I guess we'll deal with it next turn. We just do need to be mindful, you know. Yeah, they have these two beam-based weapons, and we did put a beam coat on Max because they're not really doing anything with their energy. So like, why would you not? You know. I'm trying to think of this game like how I think of building a deck in a TCG, and trying to think about like which things get which resources get allowed to be part of the conversation, and then like that's a weird way of saying that. There's a lot of TCGs that give you ways to use resources that you weren't otherwise thinking about, like your graveyard, for instance, and I'm trying to do that with energy here too. That like if we have a character that has energy and is not using it, well, what can we force them to use it on? Are they going to have like flying really high movement? Put a barrier on them. I think just in general, like figuring. I'm saying this as if like all of y'all regulars don't already like know this, but I guess just calling it out deliberately. I feel like I regularly do not use my beam coats enough. It is, I think, a pretty consistent problem on my end and a waste of resources. I'm also trying to word with the context of, you know, like future possible games, even though they might not have anything. I guess I'm trying to word it in a way that's like still leaving me open to an understanding that works with the squad systems. I'm still kind of amazed I've never touched them with how many of these we've played. We've only actually played 3 of them on the channel. Isn't that wild? 3. Okay, we have played 3 Super Robot Wars games to completion. We're in the middle of 3 more, so I guess it's not that. I guess that is slightly incorrect. What? Do you not have post movement attacks? They are just 1. Okay. Well, I guess it's gonna be 1 then. We just punch here. Wonderful. We do gotta use Rymor anyway, since he has a genius. Oh, these piddly little planes. You don't even have an upgrade, do you? Is that because he was just, like, not a soldier for a bit, so they, like, did not realize that was a thing they had to give him? Or not they didn't realize that it was just not a priority to make sure his unit was appropriately equipped, seeing as he kind of joined late, you know? There's our gains. I really like... I definitely would move a couple of these units thinking I was going to get a step off of them from like Overworld. Could not think of the SD Gundam for a second. Crossfires was the one that kept coming to mind. I really was like expecting to get a step. But I'm impressed with Camille that he is still doing that amount of damage at level 19. Like, I think it's a testament to the fact that the Wave Rider just starts with a really powerful attack. I also don't know how much like new type necessarily contributes to damage here. I definitely have the Rigazu forward, assuming that we were going to be able to snap off the BWS portion of it into its regular form. I don't remember if we tested that in this game or not already, but I have to imagine it's going to work roughly the same way. Cool. Especially because did that one make it into a video? I don't think it did. I think it was like too sloppy of me that we lost the Super Gundam. That was awful. We lost the 96. That we lost a part of the Super Gundam. Or was that... no, I think that was at the... There we go. I figured there had to be more. That was like getting too easy. Way too easy. Thank you, Misa. No, it did make it into a video. It was during the It was during the awful battleship stage that we lost the back part of the Super Gundam to just regular combat. I'm pretty sure it was just regular combat. Okay. We can ship things now. Yeah, let's do this. That's a shame. Where are you landing? 75. I don't think this back one can even make it to the stage. No, it cannot. This one, I don't know if this counts as the stage or not. Like, right, like, I guess it doesn't say specifically, does it use the same kanji? It does use the same kanji. Okay, so this is not actually a worry. That said, like, we should still hit it. Yeah, like, that's probably still just fine. Rather than needing to, like, attack the back one that's not actually going to be there next turn anyway. You know? Yeah, that works well. We are just jumping him forward in levels. He also only has 2 levels of new type, so I guess that's not contributing to his damage that much. This tank tractor deal is a bit beefier. Bummer. Okay. You've got 110 morale. You've got 108. That's close enough. That's 1200 armor. That's okay. So we're taking like 300. I would say 500 points more damage this way if we get hit. Yep. Okay. That's fine. I should see if this like weird upraised bit is restorative or not. I'm gonna grumble about this till I'm blue in the face. I just want to be able to put a spirit on one pilot and spread it out to the others. It would be too busted. I know it would be too busted, but it would be so cool as a way to incentivize you to actually use the separation command. Seeing as I'm the only person on the planet that uses it. Heavens. Let's give this to Hikaru. I think we can still expect a lot from him. He is still a main character, after all. Okay, that's good. We just have one more hiding behind the Bilbine here, which we can fly slightly behind. And, yeah, ship it here. Nice, easy. Okay, you are moving forward to the angle of this building. We also should scan them. Who has a scan? Down here. Why must they put it in a different position in literally every game? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, we'll use this one. It's the same thing. It's fine. They have a reach of 3 plus. They have a reach of 9. So where's that group? Here, 1, 2, 3. That is 1 away from Rai. I guess let's move him forward. Oh, right, yeah. Does this restore? No, it does not. It is just more fortified. Oh, no, it's the same as every other building. Weird, okay. Sure. What turn count are we on? We're on turn 3. That is what I had in my head. I'm glad I was not lying to myself. Let's separate out the Dankuga. The Dankugar. I always would have put an R at the end of it. I always want to. I would make the case that it's close enough that maybe there just is in everyone's head, and that is okay. But I will also say that in reading over, like, nomenclature and name conventions, it sure do be sounding like Kuga is its own word. Cougar, as in the animal that I think I and everyone else keeps thinking it's referencing, is spelled Kogaa, Kuga, rather than Kuga. I don't think I pronounced that well enough to justify calling that an example of what I'm talking about, but yeah, like the long vowel sounds definitely hold a like linguistically significant component to Japanese that I think it was Gundam who was saying it in the chat the other day that I don't think he ever like said I said it wrong, just that that it's not about the animal. In fact, seeing as literally ones of that animal are an animal. That said, isn't Sarah's the cougar, or is if it's like close to a cougar, maybe like a mountain lion or something, but it might be a gold digger. Ah ha 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 ha. So funny. We need a bullseye, which we can take from this group that had already had it split up. Then we can weaken with it on Cougar. Yeah, trying to like get a kill in here when they're 3 levels down already, and we are probably like out for resources out for experience. We'll give it to somebody else. We could go back even further. Yeah, let's focus. I like need to pause more because I need to try and be more deliberate about taking my turns in a way that does not also require me to have just a monumental amount of editing. Okay, this is good for Max. Then what do we have left? We still have those 2 on the right-hand side that are more elites. They are the not rear guard. The rear guard are the Rigado are the ones that the punching bag the punching bags of the space. Then this is a Guraji. That just sounds like they're trying to say the word garage, which I don't think that's the intended. I don't think that's the intended pronunciation. Guraji is like close, and I think that's probably kind of what they want, but and then we also have these. What are these? The Nusiaderuga? The Nusier Deli guy? I feel like that one doesn't have as easy of a like stupid answer as rear guard and garage. Guraji. Can you tell I'm not watching Macross? Okay, this is fine. We will focus. Then, yeah, this is perfect. Great. And I think we purge it next turn anyway, even if we don't have to. Or we purge it even... We're going to purge it regardless of whether it gets destroyed off of us or not. Yes, we definitely want to heal here to heal the soup, to heal the like back bit. Hold on, these can go 9, or they have a reach of 9 with their weapon included. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this can't actually fly that far. That's fine. Also, I guess if one of them attacks, it's not the end of the world. 3 things have not moved yet. Yes, that is true. Those are not going to move. Thank you, game, for reminding me of my failures. Yes, this is fine. According to Keikaku, even. This is interesting, though. So, I think because we ignored the summons, we are not getting the other Gundams. In my description, it says on round 2, 2 unknown Gundams appear, which are Ketra and Duo, but we're definitely long past round 2. We're on round 4. Can I miss them? Even Akarasu acts like they are not missable. It says it like has them written as black text, not. Oh, this is around us. Oh no. Okay. Well, cool, I guess. How badly did we just destroy ourselves? Great. What a powerful feature. We'll never make that mistake again. Sorry about that. Yeah, it does not act like they are missable. So I'm kind of wondering what's happening here. Usually my translation over-explains where things are going to be, not under-explains it. I guess not moving is just better. We can... Yeah, okay, I guess here, we're going to combine now. Because then we can heal everyone at the same time. Then we can also get Aggressive Beast going from everybody. Which I think the smaller machines definitely want to have turned on in order to like actually participate. Okay, yeah, perfect. We only even needed one because of how well, that's a shame. Because of how well we've been doing. We can move into animal mode. We could go here. That's also the same. Darn, I realized this after as soon as I like landed Ginray. I guess we will just pause here because that still gives us another attack with sorry, what was this actually called? The oh right, yeah, the Land Liger. Nope, that's not what we wanted. We want yeah, no, we need to transform into the animal form. I was like trying to think we need to like go up or something. But flying is not what gets us there. Yeah, we may as well try the pot shot. This won't kill us, even if it landed. Great. Then come back together. We have not used the G fight. Nope. G. Sorry. Defensor. My apologies. I forgot. The Zeta Gundam can't come soon enough. Yeah, this is fine. Then we come back together. At the very least, we'll find out what happens when we kill these, like, the remaining units on the map this time, I think. I suspect. Right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units left. I guess we don't fully have an answer for this one over... Oh, no, we've not even used these yet. Never mind. We have an answer for those. Wonderful. Can the Nausicaa do it? No, you kind of just showed up for no reason. That's a shame. Okay, cool. We'll give it to the R1. We are going to spend another bullseye because we do need... If we are ending this turn, we do need this. I'm also trying to be a little bit gentler about my button presses after a missed input on stream. So, sorry. We're a little slower today. Okay, we just have the 5 rear guards and the Nosjadel. Hold on, how is this thing? Nushadeduga. Ga. What? At least the other ones kind of sound like words. That's like the most... I'm going to say it's probably going to be like Nordic or like Cyrillic or something. If anyone knows what it's called, and also it isn't on the wiki, I would like to know. If it is on the wiki, just assume I have read the wiki. Just not like yet, you know. Another bullseye is definitely not a downside. That's definitely... I'm usually complaining about having duplicate spirits. In this case, I think it's probably fine because the fact that everyone has both will and valor means we need to find like a couple of excuses to break things up better, you know? Let's spend some stuff so we're not just wasting it. You're coming close, then you are attacking here. I think that actually probably won't be fine. We can just check. Well, darn. We are showing about 4,000 damage with the Valor turn on, which is just shy of that 4,600. So I guess we're going to need to chip with something. You know what? Hold on. Wait. We might have our answer right here. I don't know how far-reaching these are. Not very. And we're also going to have to take a counterattack. Let's not lose a second one of these machines. The Grungust probably isn't doing anything this turn, so we can also have it chip. With, like, this attack. It's really close. It's really close. I just suspect that, that flashball actually wasn't necessary. I was being overly cautious. There we go. I suspect we are probably going to be handed a victory just as soon as we are able to clear all of these, right? Like I think once we kill everything on the map, we are going to be finished. I don't think they're going to give us a second. Like, I don't think more enemies are going to spawn to end this, you know? Oh, we did way less than I thought we were going to. Interesting. Huh. Wonder why that was. Weird. Okay. I might go back and check the math on that. I might not. Well, we'll see how tired I am when I'm editing. I am trying to edit a bit earlier into my schedule now because we keep running into the spot where YouTube starts uploading really quickly, and then by the end of the night it starts uploading and it takes like an hour to make 5% progress. It's great. I don't actually think I think we're shy of unending this turn now. That's such a shame. That's such a shame. Okay, well, I guess we just have to hope that we don't have another wave coming. Because we are down to the wire. There's one more turn after this, and we have to be done after that. We have to be done by then to get our expert point. It's nice feeling the crunch though. It feels good. You can take a focus, and we get a Valor or a Fortune. I mean, if we're not going to kill them all, we may as well go for the extra money. And then have the Voltace move in close. Chip it. Really? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I guess that's true. Oh, okay. I mean, fine. It'll be ready for next turn. Maybe we can kill them on enemy base. Maybe we can kill them on enemy base. The core booster will have to do. Yeah, and we also want to be closer because we get more damage with proximity, especially. No. Yes. Yeah, we get damage based on proximity, relative to how much movement or range that the attack has. Okay, sorry, I was just surprised that Uso killed something. That's not why we hired him, but it is definitely going to be one of the reasons we want to keep him at some point. Okay, then we're gonna keep Hikaru back just to make sure we don't accidentally waste the fortune. I'm not sure if I actually checked whether or not fortunes stay between turns if you don't use them. In previous games, they have, like, or actually, not even just previous. In most games, they do stay if you don't make the attack, but I just can't remember. Like, chalk it up to sleeve you that I can't, but it's true. You need to move still, and I think that is it. Yes. Okay. Good. This is on the whole shorter stage. They're just so scared. They're just so scared to do a defense objective. That means we also don't get our counterattack, though. That's unfortunate. Oh, this is also super overkill. That's fine. Okay. Now it super doesn't matter because we were slops on both of them, but just vaporize this thing. We probably did like twice its HP. Give me a Final Fantasy overkill. That's so weird. That's so weird. I wonder what's gonna happen. I wonder what's gonna happen to Duo and Catra. Normally they show up and they're like, man, isn't it really... How cool was it that we snuck aboard the Macross now just to like reveal ourselves in a way that basically undermines literally everything we've done with these people, and literally undermines everything we've done for this mission. Isn't that so fun? And then join the team. I also don't remember what the Death Scythe does, but I do recognize that my translation is saying the modified Death Scythe. I'm curious what modified. By what measure is it modified? Valor and 65 accuracy. Okay. I think we're out of here. I guess we could have spammed supports some more, but command support, but that's fine. Okay, they're just forced on. Interesting. Yeah, so I guess if you accept, I guess their showing up is different whether or not you accept the mission or not. So if you reject it, you get them at the end of the mission. At least so far. Maybe you get them at a turn count, and because we're not going to see that turn count, it's just forcing them on. Yeah, I guess we are done. I do know, I think that was in 3, which is like, this is like definitely one iteration beyond that. But definitely for sure, you could just get not far enough into the stage because you completed the objective too fast, that if the unit was going to arrive, they just didn't. You just missed them. I kind of thought that was cool. It's maybe a little bit annoying in practice at first, but I think I can respect the design decision to allow that to happen, you know? Curious to see if this was altered. We have Hikaru talking to Roy about this is for sure altered. We are missing the Camille Amuro duo scene at the start of this. That's interesting. But Roy is disappointed to know that he didn't get to see Minmay's debut. But now he's also disappointed that Roy has told him that she won the contest. Hold on, my translation says, Hikaru starts feeling more down at the thought that Minmay's new world of acting, singing, etc. will take her farther and farther from him. The fact that he can think of only 2 data points is depressing. And the fact that the boy is like he feels so entitled that he's like sad that the thing that she wants to do, or like, I recognize that she signed up for this because her aunt and uncle wanted it, but like, she likes singing, right? Like we're pretty sure that Minmay enjoys doing this, right? So just to like have a partner or potential boyfriend that does not like you doing the thing that you want to do is not a good sign. Right, like, so normally here, Hikaru does his little like mopey little bit about here. And normally you would talk to Misa about like that you altered the schedules, which I don't feel like we did, but maybe we did. And that she like tries to thank him for repelling the enemies as a way to like, I guess, be flirty with her, but that's not happening here. Are we gonna like actually have to choose between Misa and Minmay? Right? I'm pretty sure Cam said in one of his comments that the show has a will they won't they, like these 2 characters, Misa and Minmay, I should say, are both potential love interests for Hikaru. So like, is that what we're doing? Am I gonna have to choose those? I know these games do have like love points or relationship points every once in a while. I'd be curious. I guess we know that already. Because of, or I know that I try not to say too much about it. But when I accidentally went to the chapter select instead of the expert point select menu in Akarasu, I did see that there were like points for your significant other. So I imagine there's got to be for other characters too. So theoretically, we are going to have a scene now with Quattro telling us his name It looks like it. Duo and Katra also are joining us. They recognize the threat, like for realsies this time, the threat that the like aliens pose. And I guess we'll just go on with it assuming this is the case. So once Quattro tells everyone, oh sorry, not Quattro, Katra. Once Katra tells everyone his name, Amuro asks him to like stand down such that he's not, you know, he should otherwise be a threat to the team, and seeing as we don't know better, he's looking for like an independent body, but he complies immediately. His goals were a couple of fold. Hold on, let's count the number. He was supposed to attack the Titans, the EOT facilities in Japan, the EOT facilities in the Far East base, and the DC HQ, and the ASS-1 Macross. But that was for the like theoretical sake of humanity for the colonies. But once he actually landed here, he saw the threat that all of the aliens posed. I guess that means both the Arrogators. I must mean the Arrogators because he was on the island when we were getting attacked. But I don't know. We didn't see Arrogators then. That was just Giranzabe. I wonder if that's connected to the other route split. But he sees that there are more pressing threats to humanity, and he needs to be a part of fighting that more than just this like mission that seems really arbitrary now by comparison. He also wants to sort of spearhead the charge in getting the rest of the Wing Boys, or the pilots that feel like they have a similar profile that he knows are doing some work right now. I think we've obviously already seen all of them, but have we only fought Troa and Wu-Fei up to this point? I think we've had Hero. It's always how it goes. This is always how it goes. Then Misato is surprised that Global's willing to trust. But they all just sort of say that, like, well, he looks trustworthy. I don't think they say it with so much hesitation or dubiousness, but I sure do, because that feels like a really lame... That feels like a really lame excuse to trust people. You know, just like, he probably looks good. Is that should be everything? No, sorry, I forgot. There was one more cut in. The ending's like so chopped up. I feel like I'm so distracting. I'm so sorry. We have Bulldozer talking to Brittai. That's, I guess we're okay. I was hoping we were gonna get like a cut in of him, but I guess we're not going to because he's just so much larger. He's the guy in the background. We get our usual like villain council plot message meeting. That Bodore. Hold on, we'll get it back on screen in a second. Asks Brittai if he intends to betray him by getting in contact with the Myclones. And Brittai says in a way that's only confusing to these games. Oh, here we go. Bodolzar. Sure. That he says that he thinks he's discovered a new type of Miklon. That he's discovered a new type as opposed to... He's discovered a new type as opposed to a new type. That was worked out funnier, A, in my head, and B, had I not just like done it the wrong way to start. But he says he wants to survey them a little bit more. They have men and women working together. We've had some conflicts. We've had some real conflicts. But they seem not divided by gender, and that seems to be part of the reason why they are succeeding, which is a message I can get behind. And they also are flying through a spaceship that is pretty old, so it is probably filled to the brim with tronium, which it sounds like that's something that they need. I don't know if we've been told why they need tronium yet. I know they asked Ingram. I know we asked Ingram about it when he defected, but I don't know if we're actually told like why everyone wants tronium so badly. I guess maybe I'm like too green naturey about things. We were told that it has like a really low density and a really high yield in terms of energy. So in my mind, it's like, oh, power wind turbines. Like, wouldn't that be so cool that we could just like all have a block of tronium to like keep our house keep our house alight? But when they say energy, it's like put them in weapons. Never mind. I'm stupid and innocent. I'm sorry. And then last, just the like weird spooky waves that everyone's been given off whenever they try to like go into combat. So a research investigation is underway, and I'm curious what that's going to mean for us. But I guess we'll see. We can do some unit preps now. Who's missing? Like, I feel like no one's missing much of anything now. The difficulty spikes in these missions are absurd. I feel like maybe we could. I feel like I can't actually remember what game it's been, but I feel like we say this all the time that we should just like pump energy on a number of units, just to save ourselves the trouble of not having an extra attack. I don't know why I can't sort from this menu though. That feels really bad. I don't care what their HP is. That's prioritizing one element of their kit. I can't believe that the giant robo is level 25. We like don't use it anymore. Like that's definitely on me. But like I think we do this. We use these enough that like let's give them their energy. I think that's probably fine. And then we put, and that's not enough energy for Dankugar. That's kind of pointless. We could increase its limit, but like, why? I guess we could give Ava Unit 2 a little more energy. That's not necessary though. They're never gonna run out. Because they have their tubes on their back. I guess we'll just pocket the other 3,000 for now, and we will wait until we fill out our coffers a little bit more to spend that. Okay, I think it's gonna be me for the day. Thank you all so much for watching. This ended up being a little bit longer than it probably should have because I was I'm just kind of distracted right now. Not the least of which because of the weather. But I don't feel like we got a whole lot else to talk about. We didn't do like a lot of big story revelations this time. This felt a little bit more introductory. But I think it's just because SRW always is very scared of making defense maps actually very challenging. So it was a very, very light mission. But that'll do things for me. If you are watching this when it comes out, we are still talking about Detonator Organ, all 3 of its movies for this week during book club. It's about like a mid-50s, mid-40s, mid-50s minute runtime for all 3 of them together. Fair warning, episode 3 has some brief nudity. Has a lot of nudity very briefly, just in case you're like gonna watch it in public or something. We're definitely watching it because of Tekken Man Blade, so if you want to like construct some Tekken Man Blade thoughts, please feel free to do so, but you definitely don't need to know Tekken Man Blade to watch it. I want to talk a little bit more about Legacy in relationship to it when we actually get to stream. So if you're watching this when it comes out, probably probably tomorrow on Thursday. If not, if this is a VOD that you're watching from a while back, I still want to hear your thoughts if you watched it before. You just won't get to talk with us like live on stream. Speaking of that Thursday, speaking of that stream, we're going to be playing some more W, which is definitely very good. Still enjoying that game. Not really sure what to comment on where we are. I see no forward through lines of any of the plot we're doing because all the plot right now is a mystery to me. Then this Friday is another Fantasy Maiden Wars, so we can finally wrap up this like 1.B section mission, this like weird little interlude planning, hopefully, theoretically. Then that finishes the week. We'll be starting the first 6 episodes of Dodeshko for the week after if you want to like try and get a jump on those. I know if you want to have some like scheduled time ahead of time, that might be helpful for people. Then Sunday is some more W. Then Monday is G Generations Overworld, which I need to go and try to figure out the skill trees about right now. So I will leave you to the rest of your day. Enjoy it. I'm going to go figure out how we can upgrade units to the ones we want. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.